Recording. Okay. Take one.
Just boy.
Okay. So Raw is out. Just so everyone knows, this is being filmed before it's out. So what? Like, how are we feeling now? Before it's coming out.
So scared.
Okay.
But
A little nervous.
Yeah. But I'm alright.
So, for anyone that can't figure out from the lyrics or still left a bit questioning, what's the whole song about?
It is about a time in my life where I wasn't. You've seen me throughout this whole situation where basically, like, I wasn't okay in the head about a situation. I think people can relate to it no matter what's going on in your life. It's very specific in some ways, but then it's also, when you listen to it, I think people can relate it to their own experiences. It's about heartbreak, essentially.
No, because I remember, this is a little insider scoop for everyone. I was the first person that heard the song. But I heard actually the first version that's not necessarily the Raw that we have now. The first time I heard it, I cried. I even sent you a picture.
Yeah, you did.
Because I related to it so much. Like, it's one of those songs when, you know, you hear something and you're like, oh my god, this is about me. This is for me. This is me. Like, this is my story. So I think, like, for a lot of people, it's gonna be like that. And that's so special. When, like, you know, when you find songs that are like, oh my god, like, it cuts so deep.
Yeah, and I think that's what we wanted to achieve. We wanted people to feel the anger, we wanted them to feel the sadness, and in that way it kind of brings everyone together because everyone can relate to it. And I'm just like, I made you cry in a good way.
Know. So, obviously, when I heard the song, it was called Rare, and now it's Raw. How did Rare become Raw?
So I wrote the song, and that was the version that I sent you, and the chorus of it, which isn't the chorus anymore from what we hear, it had the word rare in it, so I called it Rare. It's basically everything that I would want to say if I ever went back into that situation. And the person that I worked with, when I showed him that song, he was like, you can say more, don't try and sugarcoat anything, don't try and be clever with the lyrics, just say it how it is. And that, to me, was so raw, because I've never really done that before, so that was kind of how, like, the title of the song came about.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let's dive into the lyrics. I think everyone is gonna be wondering, what's the Coldplay song? One of the first lyrics is about a Coldplay song.
The famous Coldplay song
Which one?
is Shivers, which was on their first album, Parachutes. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay, to ourselves. Let's dive in deeper, shall we? What's the famous red paint?
The paint was something, an object that I used to see, like, all the time, but I'm not gonna specify.
Getting back into the lyrics, I think a lot of people will wonder what both never clean means.
So both never clean isn't about us not, people not showering. It's actually about being under the influence of alcohol and substance abuse. I think a lot of people our age can actually kind of relate to.
Yeah.
The lyrics go on saying both never clean, forgetting memories and stuff like that. And that's what does happen. Like, when you drink, you forget things. You forget the night, you forget what you say. And I think the whole situation that the song is about is a bit of a blur. So when I wrote it, I had to have that time apart from the situation to be able to write it in a more clearer headspace.
Yeah.
So that's what it means.
Now, this is a little thinker. I guess you always hurt the ones you love.
Yes.
Are you the person that hurt someone, or were you the person that got hurt?
I think it was a bit of both. Like, I don't know about you, but I feel, and I really do feel this, that there are different forms of love. Like, you have the love you have for your friendship,
Oh yeah, 100%.
your relationship, and I think this was a form of love I didn't know what it was. And so, and especially when you're in the moment and you've got all these emotions, you don't know what to do with them, you do act and react in ways that you don't necessarily want to react in.
Yeah.
So I think it was a bit of both. I mean, I can't speak for
the other person.
but I can definitely say that my actions weren't the best. at times, but you know, we all grow and we mature, and we are allowed to make mistakes in this world. Thank you.
People. So, last chorus, we have a bit of a change in lyrics. We have, and I hate that I'm so homesick. What, like, how? Explain the homesickness.
So we started working on this song a year after I sent you that original version.
Yeah.
And I was moving, you know, we were finding flats, we were, you know, moving it.
Stress.
That was so stressful.
London is so stressful.
And it's really expensive. But yeah, I was starting to like, I was leaving home, I was working on a career, I guess. And I think I wanted to kind of put that out there as well a little bit, because, you know, this was the first song that we worked on, and it was the first time I'd moved out of home. So
Yeah.
it was like, I kind of wanted that to be portrayed. And then to have like all these emotions that you still haven't dealt with, just like writing that down, I just wanted it to be there, just to be like, yeah, I was homesick and I'm not afraid to say that.
So for me, I agree. And when I was saying that, like, this can be portrayed in different parts of the journey for people,
Yeah.
it's like, if you're sad, you're gonna hear the song sad. It's gonna be like your sob song, and that's totally fine. But then when you get from that sadness point, you get to that anger point.
Yeah.
That's when the guitars really come in, I feel like, and the rockiness really makes you feel that, like, strong emotion. When you take it overall, it's very healing.
Oh,
Yeah, because
really?
it starts off so softly, and then it goes into this big thing, but then it ends softly as well. It's like this whole journey. So I feel like no matter where you are in your journey, you're gonna feel what you need to feel with that song. Tell me about the video. How did the video come along? Because it's not like a traditional thing you did.
No. So I always wanted to do visuals for my music, and I didn't want to do a basic music video. I wanted to do like an introduction video, and it's kind of crazy, but I had this, so the crying that you can hear, right? I don't know how I started recording this. I don't know. But I was going through my phone for like to delete some stuff for storage on my phone.
Yeah.
Like a few months before I even had the idea. And I found this like 9-minute voice note on my phone, like voice memo.
Yeah.
And it was me crying about this situation. And I listened to it, and it was actually really hard to listen to.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can imagine.
You know, I didn't feel those things anymore, and I was, you know, a new person. So it was kind of like, wow, I was that upset at that point in my life. And yeah, I don't know how I recorded it. I don't know if I was on the phone with someone, but I listened to it, and then instantly I sent it to my team, the people that are on my team with me, and I said, I have to have this in this project. They were very supportive. They were like, yeah, 100%, it shows the emotion, which is what we want.
Last question of the day.
Oh,
What is coming next?
dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, you already know.
I know. I have the insider scoop.
So there are a bunch of songs that we worked on over the past year, and this is kind of like a body of art. Like, even though I'm putting them out in singles, it's basically a body of work that I had worked on about this situation, about my growth, about my healing, about me finding myself. So there will be new songs, but it will kind of all intertwine in one. It's a story. It's not necessarily just a song and then another song, and then it's actually, we're thinking very, you know, me and the people I work with, we're talking constantly about which song should come next. And yeah, I'm scared but excited.
Roar.
It's gonna be cut.
Know what I mean? About you. Like, I don't want to cry.
You can't cry on camera. Not when we have makeup on, not today.
Not today.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.